Follow the harmonic sound of my voice as we drift off into the esoteric land of the Beauty and the Beast. This is ASMR with Jordan Fischer. Roll the clip. Wow, I got a mic now. There's actually literally 20 minutes difference in time between now and the first podcast. I just went upstairs, took a shower, and changed shirts. You can't be wearing the same shirt for every podcast, so I figured. Might as well. I really wasn't doing too much. I got a little soccer game coming up in 2-3 hours, and I wasn't doing too much before it. And I was gonna sit around and do something else, but I was like, you know what? My mind, I'm gonna be obsessing. I know for a fact I'm going to be obsessing over the fact that I only have one podcast up. So I decided, I'm like, fuck it, might as well make two. And in between that 20 minutes of recording podcast number one, which, by the way, I think I'm going with the name Extremely Casual, super casual. Everything about this podcast, it's casual, very casual. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna go with the name, one, and two. Logan Paul has a podcast. I totally called this shit. I saw about probably I started my own podcast about a year and a half ago, and then probably about 6 months to a year ago, I saw this platform and where it was going, and I think we are so early on still. It's not nearly as saturated as it's going to be. But all I have to say to that is it's like, how the fuck does anybody small compete with that? Maybe we're not meant to compete with that. Maybe I don't know how it's supposed to work. But who's gonna want to hear me talk when they got people like Joe Rogan, when they got people like Logan Paul, when they got all these celebrities that they're familiar with? The world of podcasting is going to create some celebrities in its own right. But ultimately, what matters about this is if you could do this as not everything. It's not everything. But if you could do this shit, just talking to a microphone. Ultimately, you got to build an audience, right? You got to build an audience. You got to be able to sell yourself on that audience. And once you can do that, you can generate revenue. You can build an audience, you can make money. And I don't know. It's just I'm just an average casual dude. I'm a chill guy, but why would somebody want to listen to me talk versus somebody who's famous? That's all I'm saying. It's definitely going to be a challenge, but it's exciting and it's fun. And regardless of where this goes, where the game of podcasting goes, it's a really cool platform that's given me a ton of benefits, my life a ton of benefits. I've learned a ton, and it's been a good time. It's been a lot of fun. I genuinely enjoy doing this shit. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this. So yeah, I'm about it. I really like this podcasting platform, but it's wild to me. I'm just seeing it grow and grow and grow, and it is growing so incredibly quick. How much podcasting is becoming just such a big platform. It is getting so incredibly massive. Whenever you ask college students, you go down to college, modern day college in 2018, you ask students on college what a podcast is, a lot of them, a considerable amount, are going to tell you they don't know what the fuck a podcast is. That's wild to me. There's so much of an untapped market with young people. It is so untapped. It's so new. It's so incipient. It's so... Oh, it's fucking cool. This is a cool platform, man. This is a cool platform. I'm really cool to see. I think it's really cool to see the results. What's gonna result in this? What's it competing with? Books. You could say books. You could say music. Because ultimately, I think it competes more with music. I would say music. Just because whenever you have the free time to be able to listen to something, what do? What crosses my mind, now that I know I have an option between music or something else, or talk radio, like it's pretty much when I get in a car, it comes down to podcast or music. Those are the two, right? It's about as binary as that. So, with that being said, who is it? Well, now that people are going to be presented with that option, and they're going to come to that dilemma every time they get in a car, every time they have the availability to listen to something, what's going to be the result of the people that choose listening to music? Like, what are the benefits of humanity going to be? Like, what are we going to see? What are the results of this going to be? All I'm saying is I've learned a lot through podcasts, man. I'm only 23. I don't know a fucking thing, but I know a considerable difference. More. I know more. I know Moss. I know more now than, like, a considerable amount more now than I would have if I never got into podcasting myself or just listening to podcasts on my own. Like, so like, what's on a mass scale, what are the societal benefits? What are the societal costs? Like, I don't see very many costs, but what are the benefits? Like, what's the average human going to be like 20 years down the road? I think people are going to be a lot more informed, man. They're going to be more informed. They're going to be more well-rounded. Like, I talk to a lot of fucking adults nowadays, and they bore me. I'm not hating on adults. I'm not hating on the concept. I'm just saying, how do you go through your life 40, 50 years and know as little as you know? I'm not talking about everybody. You know who I'm talking about. You know those 40-year-olds out there that you can tell they go to work, they come home, they watch the same fucking TV show every night. They don't know a goddamn thing. You bring up the topic of conversation away from whatever. You bring it away from Modern Family and bring it over to fucking artificial intelligence. I'm not saying I know shit about artificial intelligence, but I know more than fucking Lauren's mom does. Lauren's mom don't know shit. She don't know shit about it. She doesn't even know what the concept is. I know some rudimentary principles. That's about all I know. I don't know shit either, but I'm at least wanting to talk about the hypotheticals. What's going to happen? All I'm saying, I look at those 40-year-olds, some of them, and all I can think is, holy fuck. Wow. I really hope I don't end up that way. I do not want to be like that. I don't want to be that fucking boring. I don't want to be that predictable. You bore me. You know very little about the world, and you are 40. I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm just saying, in this age of information, we are going to have the widest gap of informed people versus some fucking dummies. The internet's going to produce some dummies. Don't get me wrong. There are going to be some dumb people out there for sure. Are they going to be dumber than the other people? Or are they just going to be more entertained? They're going to be more knowledgeable, but more knowledgeable about entertaining bullshit. Who knows? Who am I going to say? If somebody's knowledgeable in something, how am I going to say that's bullshit? I'm just saying. What do I know? I don't know anything. I'm just saying, people, I'm just so curious what people are going to be like 20 years from now. Because I think there's going to be a drastic change. The 20-year-olds of now, when they're 40, what are they going to be like? The 0-year-olds? The negative 1-year-olds? What are they going to be like? Huh? What are they going to be like 20 years from now in comparison to 20-year-olds now? Who knows? People are going to be more informed, man. There's going to be such a drastic difference of informed people versus uninformed people. It's cool to think about. It's also kind of scary to think about. I mean, we already got some shit stains. We got some dummies walking around here already. I'm not really too curious about what the dummies are going to be like. The dummies can do what the dummies want to do. I'm not going to stop them. I'm only going to encourage them to do what they're going to want to do if they're happy. If they're happy, you do you, dummies. But with that being said, what's the common man going to be like? Like, I'm just talking like the average person. Just more well-rounded, more to talk about. But more than just modern casual conversations, super casual conversations, extremely casual. What are the what are the societal benefits going to be like? Are people going to learn how to get along better? Are people going to be more personable, more likable? What's this medium going to bring, man? Because this medium inevitably is going to make people more well-rounded. I'm just saying, what's the result going to be? What's the ripple effect going to bring? What's this going to breed? It's cool to think about. I feel like I'm having some very basic thoughts about it, but it's cool to think about. Because this is going to be a new form of entertainment. Don't get me wrong, like podcasts are very entertaining. They're entertaining, but they're also educational, also informative. Like, I mean, you have the ones that are just like only educational, only informative. But you also have the ones that are just funny. But even the just funny ones, like, you're still learning something, I believe. I think you learn a lot more than a fictional story. It's the difference between reading nonfiction or fiction. And I'm not bashing on fiction right now, neither. I'm just saying you're going to get more out of a nonfiction book. It's just reality. You're going to gain more. You're going to grow more as a person. I just think these are some pretty interesting questions to ask. Because I don't know. I don't know, man. I do not know. But I do know that this platform's growing. It's glowing and it's growing. It's glowing and growing at a very steady rate. It's pretty cool to me. I'm just gonna make a little sippy sip out of the water. I'm gonna quit talking about that. I just love having a high quality mic that you can pick. It picks up on like every meticulous detail coming out of my little throat. My throat. I wanted to make something creative to describe my throat. My mouth hole. My mouth hole. Just every little sound coming out of my mouthpiece. My mouth hole. Big booty Judy. Let's move on. All right. So, with that being said. Oh, something on my mind lately. I've been playing some indoor soccer, right? Cool. Awesome. Nobody cares. Awesome. Move on. I'm playing indoor soccer. When I play indoor soccer, what annoys me more than anything is the people that come out that have less skill than you, that go out almost wanting to intentionally hurt you, to where you beat them playing completely fairly and they do a cheap shot on you and the ref does not call it. That is very frustrating to me. That's extremely frustrating because then I get mad. Then I feel like I need to like defend myself and like fight back. And it's just this chaos that keeps building up. And it's worth noting, man. It's worth noting a lot. Because I got a red card last game, and I'll explain what happened that led to this series of events for me getting kicked out of the game. So I was running to a ball, got there before this guy, got there right between him and the boards with the ball at my feet, and he just pushes me from behind right into the boards. I was pissed. Another time, I beat somebody to my left. Go to my left, I'm going around them with the ball. They completely bear hug and grab around my waist so I cannot run anymore. It's just like, I just don't respect that style of play at all. And they play that way, and it gets me angry because the ref doesn't do anything other than maybe make the call, or he doesn't talk to him. He isn't. So then I feel like I need to take matters in my own hands, because otherwise I feel powerless. And it's a situation that just escalates. And this isn't necessarily just in soccer, but I guess what I'm kind of getting at is, as a referee, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to make sure the game does not get out of hand. Because if the players feel like you're not doing your job, they're going to take matters into their own hands. They're going to start fighting back. They're going to start doing cheap shots right back to them. So it's your job as the referee to settle that shit right when it starts, right from the beginning. You gotta put an end to it. That's just the reality. You gotta put an end to that. It's you gotta call a tight game sometimes. And this particular ref, good guy, good ref, actually really good player too. But he just wasn't doing that, man. He was not doing that. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. That's about all I have to say on that topic. This one's not as goofy as my last one was. I'm just kind of rambling. I still don't really know how I'm going to use this platform, but I know I'm going to like it. I really like it. I like having these mics. See, I really like that I did 106 episodes or 107, whatever, without mics, and now I got the mics, and now I can test these out, and I could really appreciate them a lot more. Whether my guests do or don't, that's besides the fact. But regardless, I really appreciate having them, and I think it's really cool. Yeah, man, nothing else. You old dudes. I need something to call anybody who watches this, like an audience member. I need something. Man, it's really fun. It's fun just knowing that my voice is getting picked up right now, because I felt like before. So this is the mic. It's actually right here on the table. So it's like a little recorder, right? Like pretty much, if you're not watching the audio, it's pretty much like you're not watching the MP4, then it's pretty much like a recorder, like a tape cassette you would almost put in somebody else's face. I'm imagining a news reporter throwing it in I don't know, John Cena's face, and he's like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm just trying to walk to my car, chill. They're like, Why'd you do it? What happened with 9/11? What happened with 9/11? Please tell us. And they're shoving a tape recorder in his face, and he just bites it out of their hand instead. That's what I'm kind of imagining. This, that's what you need to imagine, not what I'm imagining. This is me describing. I'm using imagery, the power of words, to put pictures in your head. You're welcome. You're welcome for that image. Your mom naked. Imagine that. All right. So I use a tape recorder, throw that bitch in the center of the table. I have guests on. I maybe have 1, 2, 3, sometimes up to 3 guests. I've had up to 4, dude. I've had up to 4 guests on. I'm fucking crazy, man. I'll do it. I don't care. I don't care, dude. I don't care. It's nothing to me, 4 people, whatever. No, but for real, I'll have people on, and I feel obligated to talk extra loud. So it's this I don't even know if I'm using this word correctly, but I'm just gonna use it anyway. But boisterous side of my personality. I feel like I need to project my voice more and be more I'm more obnoxious than I usually am on podcasts. And part of that's because I like to be more attentive, but it's obnoxious. I like myself. I'm pretty proud of all my podcasts, but it's a little bit forced. That's the word I'm looking for. I feel like I'm forcing it a little bit at times. And I think a big part of that was not having quality mics. Now that I have these quality mics, at least more quality than I had. 1, I can really appreciate them. 2, I can just sit back and chill, be casual, super casual, bro. I can just look at my guest in the eye and be look him up and down. Maybe blow him a little kiss. Be hey, I can hear you over there, and I'm talking in a normal voice right now. And I appreciate you doing the same. blow him another little kiss. Just another one, just throw him off a little bit more. But maintain eye contact the entire time. Say thank you for coming on my podcast. I really appreciate your time, energy, and attention right now. You're doing a lot of focus. You're giving me a lot of focus, and I'm reciprocating that focus to you. I just want to take some time to appreciate that. They're just kind of sitting there, jaw dropped, looking back at me. I say, thank you again for coming on my podcast. Usually I would say that. I just want to yell it. And now I feel like I can maintain the eye contact, kind of hide behind my microphone. Just kind of peeking out. Blowing kisses. Blowing kisses, peeking behind the microphone like it's a bush. Peeking my little head over, looking at him, but constantly hiding. You know, maybe I want to hide just a little bit. I just look at him. I don't know, bruh. But yeah, this platform's pretty fucking cool. A lot of people I know have thought about starting a podcast. I'm just kind of talking about myself and why I started a podcast in these first few episodes, but it's cool. I don't care. I got 5 minutes left on this SD card. Shit, 4 minutes. Okay, so I'm about to be done here. But honestly, I just kind of realized I was bored in college. I was depressed in college, and I was like, fuck, college is so superficial, bro. Like, I need something more. I need something real, like some genuine human connection, not just the bar scene all the time. I was getting real bored of the bar scene. I still kind of am, but just real quick. It was really, really losing its appeal on me, like at a rapid rate. And, yeah, so I needed something to kind of counteract that. So I still enjoy the bars when I go out. It's just like I enjoy podcasting more. So I knew I needed to create a platform. So I created a platform, and I created a platform that I can talk with people about real shit. And it's been one of the greatest experiences of my life. It's been a really cool experience, and it's been a lot of fun. That's about all I have to say on that. I think I'm gonna call you guys like chillers, maybe chillers. And I was thinking like doggers, my doggers, my chillers. I need to start writing this shit down. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to go and write this down. But, yeah, started a podcast, bored and depressed in college, needed a platform. I knew if I started one and got some, like, real traction going, then I would stick with it, and I really do believe I'm going to. So, I mean, it doesn't mean shit now, except to me. It means something to me, but to, like, the rest of people, even, like, a lot of my good friends, doesn't really mean much, but it's been a lot of fun, so. That being said, thank you. And have a good day, baby boo. Bye.